Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? So today we're talking about a little French film that Netflix just put out called The Crew. And above all, the weirdest thing about this movie is that when you expand the details that Netflix gives you about the movie, the year on it says 2015. And I'd like to know whose bright fucking idea that was to have this movie set on a shelf for the past 3 years, because this movie, to me personally, is way too dope to just be sitting in a broom closet collecting dust. Because who doesn't want to see a French version of the movie Heat? Like, seriously. Now, when we're talking about the plot, I don't want to give away too many specific points, but overall I can tell you it is a crime thriller movie, and it's about a crew of guys, hence the title, that like to hold up and steal the cargo of moving vehicles. And one character in particular has some character flaws that kind of bleed into the crew, and then it kind of spins them into a stickier situation than they would have been otherwise. Then followed by smash, bam, pow, guns blazing, and you kind of get the idea. The only negative thing that I have to say about the movie, and it's not really that negative, is that I really couldn't tell you the majority of the characters' names after watching it. And I can't say specifically why. It might be because I haven't had enough coffee today. I can tell you the main character's brother's name, and then a dude who has no screen time that's named Greg, and I think there's a dude named Frank or Franco or something like that. But other than that, I'm kind of at a loss, and I feel like for having a dope-ass main character like this movie had, I probably should know his name, you know? But that leads me into the positive shit about the movie, and that's that the main character was cool as fuck. Or, well, maybe cool's not really the right word, but he is basically the French equivalent to Robert De Niro's character in Heat, with a couple of slight differences. In that he really doesn't talk all that much, but when he does, it's straight to the point, there's no fluff on anything that he's saying, and he just really, like, gets down to business right when he needs to. Which, coincidentally, is how I feel about the entire film. It's short, concise, to the point, it's not boring at any point, and it is literally short, like it's only about an hour and 20 minutes long. And it's got a good pace, it doesn't wait too long in between action scenes, like it really keeps you like interested in everything. Which again is perplexing to me why I don't remember most of the characters' names, because you care about all the characters, and the director does a really good job of getting you to care about all the characters. Whether it's because they have families, or they kind of have that lone wolf kind of characteristics, or whether they're just flawed and they seem human. Like, they get you to care about all the characters. Or at least in some way, shape, or form. Didn't really remember anything about the music, which is usually a good sign. That means it blended into the movie pretty well. And I also really loved how this movie, if you actually think about it, it really does have a 3-act structure, and it's very succinct, but it does not feel like it at all, because the story flows just so naturally that, like, this is exactly what would happen if this were to happen in real life, that you just don't even notice. And the last thing I'll say is that I really, really enjoyed the ending. It might not be the ending that everybody likes necessarily, but considering the narrative and all the characters, I feel like it tied everything up exactly how it should have been. Oh, and I almost forgot. I do admit there is a lot of violence in this movie, but this movie does a very, very, very particular thing in it where it tries very hard not to glorify it. There were a couple things that the movie could have shown, but it chose not to, and I thought that was the right choice. But anyway, guys, overall, I really like this movie, and I know a lot of people aren't really super big on movies with subtitles, but I feel like this is one of those movies that you can kind of sell to people like that, because there's enough action in this movie, and there's enough emotion on all the characters' faces that a lot of the dialogue really doesn't matter. And like I said, I still don't remember the characters' names. Overall, due to everything I've said, I think for a score, I'm gonna give it an 8.8 out of 10. It's really good, it'll keep your attention the whole time, it's not boring, and it's probably one of the better movies that I've seen this year. It's definitely one of the better heist movies that I've seen in a while. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you seen this movie? Have you heard of it? Hop in the comments, let me know what you thought. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, do all that other bullshit that makes the channel look good, and I will catch you guys later.